But anyway, here's what your friends say when they find out you're afraid to fly. I know I got sidetracked. They go, you know, more people die in car wrecks than they do plane crashes. I go, so? That's the way I want to go. Car wreck. Where I'm from, it's kind of like a tradition. We don't have heart attacks in my family. We just cross the median. Usually on the weekend. Just out drinking. Trying to outrun the repo man, somebody. Well, look at it this way. At least if you die in a car wreck, they can always retrieve the body. And being Baptist, we need that. If you give us some embalming fluid and some tater salad, we could have a funeral. This ashes in the urn ain't for us. Now, we're going to throw dirt on somebody. If you hear a Baptist talk about cremating, that is not a full-blood Baptist. He probably married outside his faith. If you hear a Baptist talk about burning something, it's going to be biscuits or leaves. It's not going to be Uncle Larry, you know. So. Now, you all know this. We do. We respond to every tragedy in life with food, a covered dish. We'll knock on somebody's front door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. We would come in for a minute, but Walmart closes at 12.
Here's how ridiculous that health craze is getting. There's a lot of guys, maybe some guys in this room tonight, who actually have a membership at a local gymnasium. A membership that they bought. They bought it. They damn bought it. I know one fool that had it financed. He's making payments on it. These are grown men. They keep the membership card in their wallet. They have to show that to get in. Look, I'm a member. Can I come in? Like the rest of us is going to be trying to crash a damn gym. If you have a membership at a gymnasium, in layman's terms, here's the meaning of that. That means you went to a businessman in your community and you said to him, look, if I give you part of my hard-earned money, will you let me come in here every day after work and lift something heavy? And the guy goes, well, yeah. You got any stupid friends you can bring with you?
I like coming here. This is where my favorite sign in the whole world is. It's over on Brainerd Road. There's a sign out in front of a business over there. The sign says, Lawnmower Repair and Income Tax Service. Lord knows we've been needing something like that. Oh yeah. Just think how many times over the years you and I have carried our lawnmower in to get it fixed. And while we were there. We probably said to ourselves, well, I'd like to get my taxes done while I'm here. guess they'll franchise that out now. See, you have to wonder where the guy got the idea for a business like that. Did somebody go in there one day to pick up their mower, and they said to him, you know, you did a job on this mower? I think I'll let you do my taxes. And hell, they just wait on it. Because I tell you what, folks, at least in this part of the country, the Midwest, the Southeast, see, we have to deal with the very worst Mother Nature can throw at the human race. See, on the West Coast, California, they don't have tornadoes, and they don't have hurricanes. That's just on this coast. Tornadoes occur in the Midwest, the Southeast. New England, like Vermont, Rhode Island, they don't have tornadoes. You've heard the expression, it's biblical, and your mother has said it. You've heard it. God never gives us more, or puts more on us than we can handle. That's how come he sends that stuff to us. He would never send a tornado to damn California. Hell, they just couldn't deal with it. That's why all they get out there is what I call silly weather, limp-wristed weather. Like mud's like mud, mud, it's damn mud. Where else in America would mud be a natural disaster? Down here, we put big wheels on something to get out and play it. What? I don't. Now, you just have to trust me on this. All this happened beginning in 1983, and let me explain that to you. And you go to the library in the archives and look this up. In the summer of 1983, USA Today did a 2-part cover story on the shortage of fiber in the American diet. This is a true thing. And they concluded that if you and I didn't start eating fiber morning, noon, and night, we was all going to get colon cancer and be dead by next Thursday. And like the blind sheep we have become, we just followed that hook, line, and sinker. And we all got scared to death to eat normal anymore. We had to have that fiber. Everything had to be all natural. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Had to have it. That's why we can't get anything done in this country no more. We're all day. While we're on the crapper, the Japanese are building cars. In Japan, they just shit once a week. That's where they got that word bonsai. And we got scared of the food. Here's how scared we got. Started that whining about the law, whine about the law, whine. They ought to have a law. We need a labeling law. So that when I buy a can of goods at the store, on the label, there'll be listed everything that's in the can. I need to know before I buy it what's in the can. I need to know. That's why it takes the American people 5 hours to buy groceries now. It ain't the traffic, it ain't the checkout line, it's because you're reading that stuff. When you go to the grocery store next time, watch them. They'll just park the buggy. They'll park the buggy. They'll just park the damn buggy. Speaking of fiber. But hell, it's what you're used to. They'll park the buggy, they'll start to read it. Just read it before they put it in the buggy. Just read it. Just read it. I'm not a brilliant person, but trust me on this. If it says beans, damn it, it's beans. Remember years ago when it was a custom to bring the deceased one into the home for a couple of days before the burial? Remember this? And all the friends and neighbors and all the kin people, they would come over there. They'd bring food with them. Damn. When I was growing up, me and my little brother used to hope somebody would die so we could eat. Be like, I smell chicken. Somebody must be dead. And you remember this? We always put the casket by the living room window. It had to be by the window. Just like this guy was a friggin' Christmas tree. They'll move that couch, roll rubber right over there, you know. And I remember this like it was yesterday. Everybody that come in would spend 1 minute at the casket and 3 days in the kitchen. And they would talk about the food and who brought what. And it would go just like this. Somebody would go, well, I see Elizabeth brought that damn macaroni salad. I knew she'd do this. If it had been somebody on her side of the family, she'd have brought some kind of meat. Well, let me tell you what. Listen to this. A year ago, when her sister's husband died, hell, she baked a ham. Well, she says she baked it, but it had those pineapple rings and those cherries stuck on it with a toothpick. I said, that looks like a damn Kroger ham to me. But I didn't want to start nothing. And then, listen, and just a few months later, her 19-year-old nephew died. Nobody knows why. He just died. I think it was the stab wounds. Well, when he died, she shows up with 9 pounds of that boar's head roast beef. And that's cheap. Hey.
And I think before I get started here, I'll just give you a update on some kin folks. Some of you know about this already. We all love our kin folks, but we have one or two we don't want to see too often. I got a cousin that way. I see him every 2 or 3 months. We have lunch, catch up on times, you know. He's always bragging about something. In the past year or so, he's been bragging about getting a brand new 6-quart crock pot. He don't have it yet. He put it on layaway. He goes on and on and on about that damn crock pot. He'll ask me, he says, he'll tell me about the crock pot like I don't know about it. He says, here's what you can do with the crock pot. You can put a dead chicken. He could have just said chicken. You can put a dead chicken in a crock pot early in the morning, turn it on low. And when you get home from work in the evening, it'll be ready to eat. Ain't that something? I said, yeah, but you don't work. I said, hell, you're there all damn day. He goes, well, I'm just saying, yeah. For as long as I can remember, he's never had a full-time regular job, you know. He don't know how to fill out a job application. Whereas his nearest relative, he'll put 12 miles. In case of emergency call, he'll write in like 911. See, he gets that attitude. His whole family is crazy. Have you folks ever been around people who will talk back to the television? Ah, damn. His dad, my uncle, God rest his soul, would do that. Remember back in the 80s, there's a popular TV show called Knight Rider, the talking car. That was my uncle's favorite show. The minute that show started, he'd go, I'll bet you a dime to a donut that somebody else is doing that voice. I'm like, oh, you reckon? Our Miss Piggy would come on the TV screen. He'd go, I bet you that's not a real pig. A real pig wouldn't wear a dress like that. And I will tell you this, and I'll move on. This may not be funny, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My cousin, he loves jalapeno peppers, and so do I love hot peppers. But he calls it jalapeno pepper. He'll say to a waitress, do y'all have jalapeno? You mean jalapeno? No, damn it, jalapeno. That's right. He will point to that jar of pepper. He says, see right there? That's a J. That's jalapeno. And I made the mistake of trying to explain that to him. I said, I know it's a J, but it's pronounced with an H. It's like the word Jose. The word Jose is Jose, but it's pronounced with an H. He goes, that don't make no damn sense. If that made sense, then Jello would be hello. It's just like it just gives you a damn headache. But he gets all that from his father. This was years ago. We've all been told, this is common knowledge, that 75% of all fatal car accidents usually occur within a 20-mile radius of where we live. When he heard that, he moved. He said, that ain't gonna happen to me.
Now, you just have to trust me on this. All this happened beginning in 1983, and let me explain that to you. And you go to the library in the archives and look this up. In the summer of 1983, USA Today did a 2-part cover story on the shortage of fiber in the American diet. This is a true thing. And they concluded that if you and I didn't start eating fiber morning, noon, and night, we was all going to get colon cancer and be dead by next Thursday. And like the blind sheep we have become, we just followed that hook, line, and sinker. And we all got scared to death to eat normal anymore. We had to have that fiber. Everything had to be all natural. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Had to have it. That's why we can't get anything done in this country no more. We're all day. While we're on the crapper, the Japanese are building cars. In Japan, they just shit once a week. That's where they got that word bonsai. And we got scared of the food. Here's how scared we got. Started that whining about the law. Whine about the law. Whine. They ought to have a law. We need a labeling law. So that when I buy a can of goods at the store, on the label, there'll be listed everything that's in the can. I need to know before I buy it what's in the can. I need to know. That's why it takes the American people 5 hours to buy groceries now. It ain't the traffic, it ain't the checkout line, it's because you're reading that stuff. When you go to the grocery store next time, watch them. They'll just park the buggy. They'll park the buggy. They'll just park the damn buggy. Speaking of fiber. Oh, but hell, it's what you're used to. They'll park the buggy, they'll start to read it. Just read it before they put it in the buggy. Just read it. Just read it. I'm not a brilliant person, but trust me on this. If it says beans, damn it, it's beans. Life is short, whether you live to be 80 or whether you live to be 40 or somewhere in between. In the total scheme of things we call this universe, life is short. You got to learn. I know people who will let early morning traffic congestion on the way to work ruin their whole day. With all the real problems in the world, that's a little bit silly, don't you think? Have a new attitude out there. You get bogged down in morning traffic, look at the man in the car next to you, give him a smile, and point at his wheel. He'll pull over and you can go right on through. Oh, man. Something I've seen all my life just got on my nerves some days ago. You ever be going down a 2-lane highway, you come upon a truck in front of you. And on that truck, there'll be a sign that says, wide load. First of all, why is the sign even there? If you was going down the highway and you come upon a wide load, wouldn't you just mentally say to yourself, well, doggone. There goes a wide load. But no, they always put a sign back there. Could be a law, I don't know. But you look closer and they're hauling a house. Listen to me, there's a 3-bedroom home going down the highway. Have you ever said to yourself, and I bet you have because I can tell that me and you think alike. Have you ever said to yourself, who are these people? Why can't they be like the rest of us? When you and I get ready to move, we get in the car, we drive around, we look for another house. What come over these nerds, huh? Had to be living at a place 10 or 12 years, sitting on the dinner table on a Sunday afternoon, staring out the window. They decided they were just sick of the view. Well, heck, honey, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's just load this sucker up. Imagine going to visit a friend, and not only is he not home, but his house is gone.
Intellectuals will say to you, when they find out you're afraid to fly, they'll go, well, you know, more people die in car wrecks than they do plane crashes. I go, so? That's the way I want to go. damn car wreck. Where I'm from, it's kind of like a tradition. We don't have heart attacks in my family. We just cross the median. Usually on the weekend. Just out drinking. I'm trying to outrun the repo man. Well, look at it. Look, folks, at least if you die in a car wreck, they can always retrieve the body. And being Baptist, we need that. You give us something to embalm and some of that tater salad. Hell, we didn't have a funeral. This ashes in an urn ain't for us. Hell no, we're gonna throw dirt on somebody. If you hear a Baptist talk about cremating, that's not a full-blood Baptist. He's probably married outside his faith. If you hear a Baptist talk about burning something, it's gonna be biscuits or leaves. It's not going to be Uncle Larry. And you folks know this is true. We do. We respond to every tragedy in life with food. A damn covered dish. We'll knock on somebody's front door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. We would come in for a minute, but Walmart closes at 10. And if I'm going to that funeral, I need me something real nice to wear.
Powerball is $29 million. I've got 100 tickets. And a gut feeling that I'm going to win the money. And here's how you'll know if I do. You'll never see my fat ass again. I know that here in Alabama you don't have a lottery, but when the jackpot gets like, to use your expression, way on up there, y'all will drive to the state line. But you just won't mess with it for $2 million. I know I got friends here in Birmingham. And I'll be talking to them on the phone from Atlanta, and I'll say, would you like me to get you some tickets this week? And they'll go, oh no, what's it up to? I go, well, it's just $2 million. They'll go, no, hell, I ain't gonna mess with it. Like if it's just $2 million, I just shouldn't stay here at Jiffy Lube. Like, and you know what? You know people like this too. You know when you talk about winning the lottery, I think people are just embarrassed to admit that they would quit their job. People say this about winning the lottery and working, they'll go, oh, I don't think I'd quit working altogether. Now, what the hell does that mean? You got $15 million, but you're still going to get up early 2 mornings a week and go into Shoney's and set up that breakfast bar. Well, I'm the only one who knows how to do it. I mean, see, people ask me all the time. They say, now, James, I know you joke around a lot, but seriously, with the kind of job you've got, if you won that lottery, would you really quit working? I go, in a heartbeat. They go, well, what would you do? What would you do? I sat on my front porch naked and wave at cars. See, if you've got $15 million, you can sit on your front porch naked. A family of 4 can drive by in a station wagon, and a little kid will point up there and go, look, Mama, that man's naked. She said, I know, honey, but he's got $15 million. Now, in case you all haven't noticed this so far, I'll point it out to you. I don't do any sexual or political humor, and I'll tell you why. I keep getting the two confused. Really, I was on this television show in New York some weeks ago, and they asked me, they said, what do you think about the Middle East position? Don't be getting ahead of me on this. I said, well, heck, I enjoyed it. But it hurt my wife's back. Do you ever think about what dumb things people say? Now, I don't mean dumb things that dumb people say. They're supposed to. Really, it's kind of like their job. I'm talking about the dumb things that intelligent, cultured, sophisticated people, like me and you. Y'all sitting there saying us, maybe. You know this television show, Knight Rider? The next time you're watching that show and there's other people in the room, somebody in the room, usually a college graduate, somebody will say, I'll bet you that's somebody else doing that voice. You feel like saying, boy, that education's paid off for you. But we don't, though. We say, oh, it probably is. Probably like it's open for debate. You know. And remember when you was a little kid, how somebody that you loved a lot would say things out of ignorance that would embarrass you sometime? My mother would do that. Somebody remember back in high school when you had to diagram sentences? My mother was at a PTA meeting. She asked my teacher, she said, how's Junior doing? That was me. The teacher said, well, he's doing pretty good, but he's having trouble with his dangling participle. True story, my mother says, well, he can't help it. It's been that way since he was 3 years old. What happened was he got it caught in the spokes of his tricycle. Oh, it was awful. Went right over the handlebars. He just laid out there and hollered and hollered. See, when you're a small child, the adult language doesn't make any sense. My mother would come out on the porch and she'd say, if you fall out of that tree and break your leg, I'm going to whip your butt. And I'm thinking, what a cool woman. You know what happens now when a teenager kills 4 people? We say, bless his heart. You know why he did that? No role model. He should have had a role model. And who does the media of today define as role models? River Phoenix, remember him? River Phoenix, Kurt Cobain. Remember him? Call them role models. The tragedy that kids lost a role model. God help us. John Wayne was a role model. And John Wayne's mama didn't eat no yogurt. She ate red-eye gravy. And when she had a baby, out popped John Wayne. And then we switched. We got scared of a loaded baked potato with butter and sour cream. We all switched to rice pilaf. Started going into a restaurant and ordering a salad and a fruit cup. And who have we ended up with now? Michael Jackson and Pee Wee Herman. I say case closed. By the way, speaking of Michael Jackson, of course, when I first heard he was married to Lisa Marie, I said, at least we know for sure now that Elvis is dead. It's only been about 18 months ago that Michael paid off that 13-year-old boy out of court settlement, $12 million, on this sexual allegation charge. Now, Michael admits that he slept with that little boy, but he said it was like a slumber party. Nothing happened. I believe him on that. Well, I know the night that I spent with him. I swear he never touched me. He didn't even act like he wanted to. I mean, hell, go figure, you know. But I can tell you this. If Michael would give me $12 million, he could sit on my face. And I'd learn to love it. Michael, I'm home.
I got crazy kinfolks. Y'all have crazy kinfolks? I mean, we love them, but, you know, I got one now. Had lunch with him 3 days ago. He's bragging, always bragging about something. He's bragging about a brand new 6-quart crock pot. And he don't have it yet because he's got it on layaway. And he tells me, he acts like it's the greatest thing in the world. He asked me, he said, do you have a crock pot? I said, no, I don't have a crock pot. You ought to get one. I said, I don't need one. He said, here's what you can do with a crock pot. You can put a raw chicken in a crock pot early in the morning, turn it on low, and when you come home from work that evening, it'll be ready to eat. Ain't that something? And I said, that's good, but you don't work. Because you're home all day, you know. The reason he's home all the time is because he's never had a full-time job, because I don't think he knows how to fill out a job application. Where it says nearest relative, he'll put 12 miles. In case of emergency call, he write in like 911. Just crazy people. It's good to be here. By the way, I got here about an hour ago, and I saw some of y'all outside. They had food here today, but outside the studio. It was wonderful, wonderful food. As you can tell, I love food. I've tried every diet that don't work. A diet that I hated the most. A few years ago, they had this diet called the Stillman water diet. The Stillman water diet. You had to drink 18 glasses of water every 24 hours. I lost 2 pounds in one day. My bladder fell out. You know? But I love good food. Have you noticed that young people today don't know how to eat real good? Young folks, they get politically correct on what they eat. I work and travel with other comedians. Some of these guys, bless their heart, these are weird guys. I mean, they're 25, 30 years old. We always stay at the same hotel. They'll call my hotel room and they'll go, we going out running. You want to go? And I'm like, do what? We go run. You going? I'm like, no. But if you happen to cross a Krispy Kreme, you can bring me something back, you know. And I hate to go out to eat with them, especially, I love to go to the truck stops. And this is a true story that happened in Nashville just about, a year ago. They had me working with a 25-year-old comedian. We went to a truck stop, not a 4-star Mediterranean restaurant. This is a truck stop. We sat down, 2 comedians surrounded by truckers. Waitress comes over, big woman, not a lot of teeth. All this young guy wanted was a salad. Nothing wrong with that. But he asked this truck stop waitress, did she know whether or not any of those salad ingredients had ever been exposed to any type of pesticides? She said, well, we spray for roaches every now and then. I don't think none got on the lettuce. A few minutes later, she put the food in front of him. He looked at it. I didn't know it come with cheese on it. I can't eat that. I'm lactose intolerant. She said, honey, that's not lactose cheese. That's cheddar cheese. You see, I wouldn't make fun of these guys if they would leave the rest of us alone. But the ones I just described to you, they have the audacity to make fun of my food. They will point at my food and they'll go, do you know what that greasy food's going to do to you? I'm like, yeah, fill me up. I have to eat that way. I need to maintain my strength because I'm usually one of the pallbearers when my healthy friends drop dead working out. I love what they don't love. I love chicken fried steak, extra gravy, mashed potatoes, extra gravy. I was a grown man before I realized that gravy was not a beverage. Cornbread and a lot of butter. When I say butter, I eat real butter. You young folks, get yourself some real butter. Stay away from that phony stuff. You see it all the time. Heart healthy and smart balance and the popular one, I can't believe it's not butter. Well, hell, I can. They'll say, I can't believe it's not butter spray. Like, pss, pss. It's a butter mist. Pss, pss, pss. Trust me on this. If your daughter marries a guy who sprays his butter, there ain't gonna be no grandkids.
Speaking of sitting on the front porch, I came up with this theory a few months ago. There's been so much talk in recent years about the moral breakdown in American society, the family unit falling apart, and the violence among the small children. It used to be that way, and it's that way now. So why is that? And they've analyzed this thing to death. Here's what happened. We made a mistake in this country years ago when we quit building houses with front porches on them. When everybody had a front porch, it was all more civilized. Get there after supper, sit around, talk, sometimes just grunt. Like, damn. I ain't gonna never eat cooked cabbage again. And remember how you used to wave? Everybody that drove by, you go. Somebody go, who was that? You go, hell, I don't know. Well, you waved. Well, I didn't want them to think we was uppity. And remember how you used to gossip about everybody that drove down the highway? Somebody goes flying, you go, there goes that David Jackson, driving like a bat out of hell. Got a brand new car. How'd you get a new car? He ain't got no job. I'll bet you his daddy co-signed. He co-signs for all them kids. That's how come they didn't turn out to be worth a damn. Well, see, you can't do that no more. You know why? Ain't nobody got a porch. Everybody's got a damn deck. You can't raise a family out back on a deck. We need a porch like they had in Mayberry with Andy, Opie, and Barney out there. If they'd had a deck, Opie would be on drugs right now. And look at this thing. Look at this thing about neighborhood crime. We're all paralyzed by neighborhood crime. There's no neighborhood crime. When I was little, you know why? Everybody's out on that porch. If the American people are so brave this day, here's how we conquer neighborhood crime. We all join the Neighborhood Watch program. Put that little plaque in our subdivision. This neighborhood part of Neighborhood Watch. Damn. Man, that's going to scare them off, ain't it? Some mass murderer head in your subdivision, see that plaque? Damn, they got a plaque! Here's how the Neighborhood Watch program works. Somebody goes, all right, it's your turn. This week it's your turn. You be on the lookout. If you see anybody strange in the subdivision, you get on the phone. You call everybody else. We'll be out back on the deck. You call us. Now, here's why there's no neighborhood crime when I was little. I remember being out on the front porch with my daddy and my little brother. Some guy would be walking down the road, and my dad would go, wonder who that man is walking down the road right there. My little brother said, I don't know, Daddy, I don't know him. My dad would go, he can walk down the road all he wants to. But he better not come in my damn yard. Well, see, you don't know that now. You know why? You're out back on the deck. The deck. You can't see nothing back there on that deck. And do you remember when the word porch used to be part of our vocabulary? Like somebody would say, you know, I had a glass of lemonade sitting somewhere. I bet you left that on the porch. Where'd I put that hammer? Look on the porch. Or somebody might say, what'd y'all do with that old refrigerator? We just sat on the front porch. Powerball is $29 million. I've got 100 tickets. And a gut feeling that I'm going to win the money. And here's how you'll know if I do. You'll never see my fat ass again. I know that here in Alabama you don't have a lottery, but when the jackpot gets like, to use your expression, way on up there, y'all will drive to the state line, but you just won't mess with it for $2 million. I know I got friends here in Birmingham, and I'll be talking to them on the phone from Atlanta, and I'll say, would you like me to get you some tickets this week? And they'll go, I don't know, what's it up to? I go, well, it's just $2 million. They go, no, hell, I ain't gonna mess with it. Like if it's just $2 million, I just shouldn't stay here at Jiffy Lube. Like, and you know what? You know people like this too. You know when you talk about winning the lottery, I think people are just embarrassed to admit that they would quit their job. People say this about winning the lottery and working, they'll go, oh, I don't think I'd quit working altogether. Now, what the hell does that mean? You got $15 million, but you're still going to get up early 2 mornings a week and go into Shoney's and set up that breakfast bar. Well, I'm the only one who knows how to do it. I mean, see, people ask me all the time. They say, now, James, I know you joke around a lot, but seriously, with the kind of job you've got, if you won that lottery, would you really quit working? I go, in a heartbeat. They go, well, what would you do? What would you do? I said, I sat on my front porch naked and wave at cars. See, if you've got $15 million, you can sit on your front porch naked. A family of 4 can drive by in a station wagon, and a little kid will point up there and go, look, Mama, that man's naked. She said, I know, honey, but he's got $15 million. They just call that eccentric, you know. But I'll tell you this. On those rare occasions when the jackpot gets to $15 million, and in the Georgia Lotto, it's only happened 3 times in 3 years, but when it's $15 million, everybody I know has got a handful of tickets. And it's late Saturday evening, they're all sitting out on the front porch, and they start fantasizing and talking among themselves about what they're going to do with the money if they win. You ought to hear my kin people talk. I've got some dumb-ice cousins. Oh, he'll go, what would I do? Hell, I'll tell you what I'd do. $15 million. You damn right I know what I'd do. I'd put a new roof on this house. I'd go down to that lottery office on Monday, get someone to take me down there. My car's broke. Get my check. Come back here, get out the yellow pages, turn to R, call me a roofing company. Tell them, hell, I didn't care what it cost. And I might go ahead and get that back porch screened in. And then they'll go, and if there's enough left, I'm like, maybe you ought to go to night school.
It was always about the food. Don't Next thing you hear is somebody going, who mustard?
And I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard rumors that Kmart now has a brain surgeon on their payroll. I mean, it's kind of obvious those cashiers got their lobotomy somewhere. You ever heard somebody say this? I think I'll make a quick stop here at Kmart. Not likely, no. Takes you 30 seconds to find what you want and the rest of your life to get through checkout. Now let me illustrate this for you very quickly. It's Saturday morning, you're off work, you're cleaning the apartment. You need one can of Comet for the bathroom, that's all you need. You run over to Kmart, you know you won't be in there long, so you park where it says no parking. You leave the motor running. You dummy. But sure enough, once you get in the store, it only takes you about 30 seconds to find what you want. You got your hand on this can of Comet, and you're so happy. You're almost bubbly. Store's not crowded. Matter of fact, you're the only one there. Now you get up there to pay for it. It's just you, one can of Comet, and the Kmart cashier. And you know what she's like. Sir, these are 2 for $1. And you just got one. Well, of course she's stumped. What a math problem. Customer assistance, register 1. You know, people should laugh every day. It's good for you. The problem is you can't go out and see a comedian every night of the week. You people have got to learn to amuse yourself. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Like, for instance, the next time you're the lead car in a funeral procession, make a wrong turn. Oh, what the hell? Ain't nobody do a car wash. You know, hot wax for the bereaved. And my favorite thing, you can do this anytime. The next time you're in the supermarket, put things in other people's buggies when they're not looking. And then get behind them in the checkout line. I'm sorry, you'll see them, you're like this, like. Damn, I don't remember getting that. Then they'll pay for it.
They have some food for us down the hall. James Gregory, our comedian friend from Atlanta, every time I look down there in the food line, you are down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I've gained 3 or 4 pounds the past 2 days. Somebody asked me, they said, James, I think you're putting on weight. I said, well, I just had breakfast. Sometimes, it depends on what time of day you get back there. Sometimes I'm the only one eating the real food. At lunch yesterday, they had sugar-free brand muffins. I asked the lady, I said, are you kidding me? Sugar-free means it's not sweet. There's no vanilla chocolate frosting. There's no cream cheese in the middle. There's no jelly. That's what I used to call a rock, you know. I noticed, and I learned in traveling, when I do my comedy shows, there's always another comedian on the show with me. And it's usually a guy that's much younger. Like age-wise, he's a generation behind me. And I don't know where in the dickens these young guys, I don't know where their mother was. I mean, these guys were not raised right. I mean, they don't smoke. A lot of them don't even drink. Yeah. I mean, ain't that odd? It's like working with little girls, really. I mean, we go out to lunch. I'm embarrassed to go to lunch with them. I wouldn't be embarrassed if these were women. These are grown men in a public restaurant, a 5-page menu, and what do they get? Tuna tomato. Tuna tomato. Or an $8 Caesar salad. You think about this now. It's 4 ounces of romaine lettuce. 4 ounces. And they go, it's just $7.95. Let's all get one. I'd get a whole bucket of chicken for $8. And everybody's in this health craze now. The political correctness is even taking over our eating habits. I'm just not going to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, I went to the doctor. I had a complete physical from head to toe in 1968. Why do I need a second opinion? I mean, and they'll make fun of my food because while they're sitting there grazing around their lunch, they just graze and interrogate the waiter. Was this butter? Is this margarine? Was this fried? Was this grilled? Come on, eat. Just eat. You know? While they're going through all that, I'm sitting there with chicken fried steak, extra gravy, mashed potatoes, extra gravy, a lot of cornbread, a lot of butter, and I mean real butter. None of that little wimpy stuff like, I can't believe it's not butter. Come on. And they also have, I can't believe it's not butter spray. It's a butter mist. I'm going to tell you all something. If your daughter is dating a guy who sprays his butter, there's not going to be any grandkids. I'm just telling you. I come from a background. My mother used to say that an empty stomach is the devil's playground. You know some people say, I can't do so-and-so on an empty stomach. I can't do so-and-so on an empty stomach. My family, we can't eat on an empty stomach. If we're awake, we're eating, you know. But those young guys I just talked about, they'll make fun of me. They'll point at my food. And they'll go, you know what that greasy food's going to do to you? I'm like, yeah, fill me up. I have to eat that way. I need to maintain my strength. Because I'm usually one of the pallbearers. when my healthy friends drop dead working out. And we all know that does happen, you know. And we had a young fellow, a radio personality in Atlanta, Georgia. This was on the news. He worked at a radio station. He dropped dead. He was 31 years old, 31. And he was, after work, he'd go to the gym and he'd work out. He was trying to press weight X number of pounds and had a heart attack. And they talk about what a tragedy that was. I'm thinking, well, you know, come on. You're lifting heavy stuff after you've punched out. Who would do that? I'm off work, let me go lift something heavy. The reason I'm still kicking, because while he was doing that, I was laying on the couch watching Andy Griffith. Yeah. So you have to be careful. It's okay to take care of yourself, but don't get it. This is extreme physical fitness. I got a tour. I name every tour. And this one is exercise can kill you. It's on the news all the time. But you've heard stories about some fellow who'll drop dead jogging. Drop dead jogging. Imagine that. He's got car payments of $300 a month, and the buffoon is out running. And I've never heard a single story about anybody dropping dead, eating banana pudding, watching TV. You know.
This right here, this right here is what got me really afraid to fly. If you go to the Bahamas, any of those islands in that area, they have these little commuter planes. Not like Delta's commuters. These things actually look like crop dusters. One propeller, they hold about 8 people, 10 at the most, and they have to know the weight of everything that goes on board the aircraft. And I had never been through that before. And a guy came up to me with a clipboard in his hand. He said, "Sir, how much do you weigh?" I said, "Why do you need to know?" He said, so we'll know how much fuel to put in. I said, fill it up. I'll buy, fill it up. I weigh 600 damn pounds, fill it up. Wouldn't you hate to die in a plane crash because some fat woman lied about a weight? And hell, you know, they'll do it too. Like, well, I'd rather be dead and tell them how much I weigh, you know. And I know, being average Americans, every day of your life, this thought goes through your mind at least once. Some mornings when you wake up, it's the first thought on your mind. And that is, wonder why anybody wants to be on Family Feud. Well, here's what I think. I keep visualizing some family out around Nebraska or Iowa, sitting around the dinner table one evening. The husband says, honey, you know what? They ought to be a way that we can let this whole country know our family's illiterate. Now, wait a minute. I know everybody here in Des Moines knows it already. I mean, coast to coast, just let them know we don't have a lick of sense. You know? So you end up watching them on the show. The lady introduces everybody. Now, Richard, I'd like for you to meet our handsome son, Eric. And that makes you sit up straight because you can see Eric's ugly. Eric's a senior at UCLA. He'll be graduating this year. And you're thinking Eric's going to do all right on this show. He's going to college. Now, later on in the program, it's Eric's turn to answer. And we all know what tough questions they have on Family Feud. Now, see, once again, in Mississippi, that line won't work. Down there, when I say, you know what tough questions they have on Family Feud, the whole audience is going, oh, yeah, boy. Anyway, the question for Eric is, name one of the states that begins with the letter K. And of course, Eric is stumped on this. But just before the buzzer sounds, he says Connecticut. Am I upset with Eric? No. It's that family of his. Good answer.